Quarterfinal series between the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Rangers at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And Ken Linseman's overtime goal sinks the Rangers 3-2 at the Spectrum. Linseman over the line. His shot beats Davidson. And the Flyers take an early lead in the series. Game 2 also played at the Spectrum. Ron Greschner's shorthanded goal helps pace New York to a 7-1 victory. That was the game winner. In Game 3, New York wins again. Don Maloney's pair of goals helps to push the Rangers to a 5-1 victory and a 2-1 lead in the series. Maloney's been a big gun for the Rangers. Here's his second goal. And Game 4 in New York, Don Murdoch and Eddie Johnstone each score twice. And the Rangers win again, this time 6-0, and lead the series 3-1. Murdoch's goal, and now Eddie Johnstone, who's been a big hero for Ranger fans, gets one past young Robbie Moore in that Philadelphia goal. And now it's on to Game 5 at the Philadelphia Spectrum, where the Philadelphia Flyers have performed so many playoff heroics in the past. They won the Stanley Cup in '74. They won it again in '75. But it's going to take a major resurgence for them to win it again. Hello again, everybody. I'm Brian McFarland, along with play-by-play commentator Bob Cole and color commentator Gary Dornhofer. Well, Coach Pat Quinn had a major decision to make today, who to start in goal for Philadelphia tonight. He's decided to play Wayne Stevenson. Stevenson has the experience over inexperienced Robbie Moore. Let's hear more now from Pat Quinn, coach of the Flyers, as he talks with Gary Dornhofer.
Tonight, the Philadelphia Flyers face possible elimination from the Stanley Cup playoffs. Pat, what do the Flyers have to do to turn this thing around?
Well, first of all, we're going to put our experienced goaltender in. He's proven that he can play under pressure, and it's time to put him back in the pressure situation. Secondly, I think that the nature of the series so far has been such that we have sustained early pressure on the Rangers, and our inability to score and some penalty problems later on as the game progressed got us in some situations where we had to play catch-up hockey quite often. So hopefully we're going to be able to change some of the things we're doing offensively in their zone so that we can beat the goaltender Davidson. We feel that he's still vulnerable, although 3 games going now he has played quite well. But we'll make some changes offensively. We haven't had a problem moving the puck from our zone. It's been a case of turnovers. We've of the 18 goals, on 12 of them we had possession of the puck, and it's just not the type of hockey that we ought to be playing in playoff hockey, and hopefully we'll change that.
So it's last chance for the Philadelphia Flyers to prolong the series as they have home ice advantage, the Philadelphia Spectrum. Our Stanley Cup playoff coverage returns with the opening faceoff.
Why fight a dying Moor? The toros are on sale. Toros are on sale. Toros are on sale. Haven't you done without a toro long enough?
Whole new crowd shouting out loud, it's fun, fun, fun to drive a Bobcat away. The sporty little car that moves real fast makes every tank full last and last. With a great new look and sassy styling and great new colors to keep you smiling. All for a low, low price that makes it twice as nice.
The Bobcat two-door sedan, priced hundreds less than the 4 most popular imports, based on March 19th, 1979 prices. At the sign of the cat.
Good evening, everyone, from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. I'm Bob Cole, and along with me, high above the ice surface here at the Spectrum, is Gary Dornhofer, a one-time member of these Philadelphia Flyers who are facing elimination tonight, and this must be a strange, strange feeling for the fans here in the Spectrum, Gary. I don't know what they have to do, but the Rangers, they tell me, have been flying, and they've been getting super, super goaltending.
That's been the key so far, Bob, is the play of John Davidson. He has stopped everything the Flyers have thrown at him, and consequently, when the Flyers have fallen behind by a couple of goals, they're running all over the place trying to get them back in a hurry and leaving themselves open for chances by the Rangers, and they have certainly capitalized. And when you look at some of these statistics, 18 for the Rangers, 2 for the Flyers in goals in the last 3 games. The Rangers lead in power plays 5-1, and in shorthand it's 3-0. That tells the whole story.
Well, I was talking to Phil Esposito just, well, about an hour ago before the teams got ready to go out onto the ice at all, and he seems so loose. And coming off such a great year, he's back leading a team again. He feels great about it.
I talked to Phil, too, and I said, you know, Phil, this is the best I've seen you play since you've come to the National Hockey League. And he's even getting in front of the net, you know, causing problems in front of the Flyer goalie, working in the corners. And he is a key man on the Ranger attack.
Okay, they had a little difficulty with one of the sections of plexiglass down in the Ranger zone to our left as you look at Fred Sherrill. And I think they have it repaired. We're just about ready to go. Fred Sherrill, 148 of 83 playoff games while a coach here in Philadelphia. And now in his own quiet way, he's coming back at the Flyers. And now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Kate Smith. And God Bless America. Once again, Kate Smith. And God Bless America. You're looking at the officials for tonight's game. Wally Harris, the referee, Claude Béchard to his right, or the other way around, Claude Béchard to his left, and Matt Pavlich to his right, the 2 linesmen. Kate Smith. And God Bless America. 51 wins for these Flyers. John Davidson will try to stop that tonight. And there for the Philadelphia Flyers is Wayne Stevenson. Well, it's going to be exciting again. Let's see what happens now with the Rangers to our left and the Philadelphia Flyers shooting it in right away. That's Farish, number 3. He stopped. Bridgman centered it. The Rangers can't move it out. Bridgman nearly got in front. It's grabbed by Vadnais. Finally cleared to the center ice area. Vickers for the Rangers up the center. Here's Tkachuk coming in. He tried to work his way in front of the net and was stopped. And then it was cleared to center ice. A little too far for Bridgman. Bridgman with Kelly and Gorance up front for Philadelphia. That's Watson going back. He's on with Daly, and it's icing called against the New York Rangers. Got to talk about the Kate Smith record when they play God Bless America by Kate Smith here in the Spectrum, or in fact, if she had been here live, 51 wins, 6 losses, and 2 ties. That's incredible. So with their backs to the wall, Pat Quinn and the Philadelphia Flyers, they bring her out again, looking for 52.
They need it tonight. You know, this is Flyers' last chance. They lose tonight, they can get ready for the golf course, so they'll be clawing and scraping out there.
And here's the guy to lead them all. That's Bobby Clarke at center ice now for Philadelphia. He has Leach and Hill on the wings. Dupont and Lapointe just inside the blue line. It comes back to Dupont. Screen shot! And that went wide on the short side. Lapointe kept it in. It hit a leg and bounced to the corner. The Rangers trying to clear it out. No score coming up to the first minute of play. In this first period, John Stone racing in. Can't catch up to it. Philadelphia's Hill down to Bobby Clarke. Two-man break going in with Leach. Clarke going right in on goal. Oh! He tried to fool Davidson. He waited and waited and waited. The goaltender went down. The goalpost went the other way, and Clarke lost the handle on it.
That's just incredible. You know, Clarke was carrying the puck down, and nobody challenged him, so he just kept heading right for the net.
Well, Leach was a pretty good decoy over on that right side again. Just watch him look over. Fake the pass. Take another look. Then he lost it. That was close. I think, Gary, that's what Philadelphia needs to get their confidence back, a goal early.
Well, that certainly would help, Bob, and I'll tell you, if they get one in the first 5 minutes, they're going to be awfully tough tonight.
That's Linsman with Barber and Verbegaard out there for Philadelphia. Now Esposito with Maloney and Murdoch, where the Rangers can't move it from the corner. Esposito again on the boards. It comes back near the line. Here's the shot by Verbegaard, and that went off. Davidson up high over the glass. I'll tell you, the Flyers are coming out fast in the early going tonight. Thank you very much. Management of the Spectrum. They don't miss a trick here.
Little recognition from Philadelphia. What can I say?
A minute and 13 seconds gone in the first period. Philadelphia and the New York Rangers. And you can't say too much about this man, John Davidson. He's had a great playoff so far. Face off to his right. Esposito coming off that big ear. In back of the net. It's cleared by Marois to the far side, not out. Stopped at the blue line by Philadelphia. Now Esposito wrapped it off the boards down the ice. There's going to be a penalty against the Philadelphia Flyers on this icing call. There's a tripping penalty coming up to Philadelphia. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
When I was growing up in this country, owning a home was taken pretty much for granted. For many today, it's a dream. The people at Scotiabank believe in dreams. Dreams and hard-working people. If you've got a new home in your future, see the people at Scotiabank. When it comes to your dream, they've got everything you need.
Scotiabank, just around the corner, right around the world. Scotiabank.
Verbegaard to Philadelphia, 128 for tripping.
Well, you're going to see Verbegaard just hooked. Down he goes, and again, a big opportunity for the Rangers, and the key man here is Esposito as he tries to get in front of that net.
Bobby Clarke got the face-off back to Watson. Watson shoots it down inside the New York line. McEwen passed it off on the right side. The Rangers trying to get organized. Greshner ripped it to center. Esposito was stopped. There's Clarke and Barber going in on a Philadelphia attack. He decides to move it back to his own zone. Watson will get the pass. There he is. Watson to Clarke again. They're doing a great job on this penalty killing roll. Barber will shoot it into the New York zone. He's tied up by McEwen. And there's Ron Greshner. He's stopped. Clarke is going in. They'll get a face-off. I think, no, it comes loose. It's still in the corner. The puck is loose. And now the Rangers, Greshner out to the line. Esposito skipping to his right. And Greshner up over the line. He nearly got through. McLeish got back there in time. He was stopped as he tried to clear it. Bobby Clarke couldn't move it out. The Rangers lost it against Clarke. Hook and goes to center. Clarke nearly got away. Knocked away by McLeish. A minute left in the penalty. The Flyers doing a noble job while short-handed. And now this is Murdoch. Stopped again at center. McLeish took a swing at it and missed it. Here come the Rangers stepping across the line. Hickey's pass went in behind Esposito. And now in the corner, Wilson trying to move it out. It goes over the glass into the crowd. You'll hear An appreciative hand now for the Philadelphia Flyers penalty killers. Played 3.5 minutes of the first period, no score. Philadelphia fighting for their lives. Facing elimination, Beauregard centers it. Davidson went down, it's back in front of the net again. And cleared away off the boards down the ice. But let me tell you, Philadelphia has the New York Rangers running around inside their own blue line, and here they come to try him again. This pass went off Beauregard, but still inside the line. Lynchman was knocked down. They go straight on. It came in front of the net. Beauregard spinning around with it. Back of the goal goes his pass by Lynchman. Went behind him. The Rangers trying to bring it out. This is Hedberg on the right wing. Shoots it across the line off the stick of Greshner. Now the Rangers. Parrish. Long shot in on the boards. It ricochets back out where Kelly tries to get going. He got the pass. Kelly got away from a check. Got a piece of him though. Parrish did. Now Philadelphia back to Kelly again. Going in. The shot hit a leg. The rebound. Davidson stopped it on the short side. A good play. Now Greshner out to the line. Pitch it. Stepping to center. Passed it on the wing for Hedberg. Out of the net is Stevenson. And that puck was poked away by Stevenson, the goaltender. No score. They've hit 5 minutes of the first period. And now the Rangers trying to come back in. On the wing. Into the corner. Kelly watching this man closely. Got a skate on it. And he moved it up. Here's Kelly going down with Bridgman. Lost control of it up the line. Greshner just knocked it away. Now Maloney's pass. Comes back to Greshner anyway. Greshner backhands it up the center. That's stopped by Daly, and then he couldn't get very far with Murdoch coming out. Esposito through center ice. Esposito shoots it in. It's wide of the net, but Stevenson taking no chances. Cleared it away from Murdoch. The Flyers come down again. They're on strict defensive in this first period. Hill with a long shot, but offside. Flying in on the right wing was Reg Leach. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
Welcome to Participaction's world of great moments in sport. It was here, May 7th. Sam Fuller didn't want to go. He hadn't walked around the block for the fun of it in years. Why start now? Margaret knew why. It was time Sam got back on his feet. Today was the day.
Margaret, I just walked this whole block. I did it. Hey, let's do it again tomorrow.
Participaction salutes Sam Fuller, his first block. Another episode in our world of great moments in sport.
There's Bobby Clark getting set for the face-off. I'm Bob Cole with Gary Dornhofer, Brian McFarland at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And a big game. Well, a big game for both teams. The Rangers dearly want to move on to the next round. The Flyers trying to stave off elimination. And they have been hammered by the New York Rangers in this series.
You know, you just can't put your finger on it, but when you don't score any goals, it's very frustrating. And the tendency tonight, I would have thought, is each player tries to do himself. You know, you're not getting any goals, so an individual takes it about himself to try to get the job done. But so far, they played well, the Flyers.
Coming up to 6 minutes of play in the first period, there is no score. Marois back to his own net. Bobby Clark, good forechecker, stolen. Ooh, what a pass in front by Clark, and Hill had a great chance and just failed to hit it properly. There's going to be a penalty to the New York Rangers now. Well, that has got to go down as the best scoring opportunity in this hockey game so far. Hill was set up by Bobby Clark beautifully. He couldn't hit it. This is Stanley Cup 79 from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
You're looking at just part of the biggest lineup in Lawn Boy history, the new generation Lawn Boy mowers with a brand new 2-cycle engine. We tested them for months to prove these tough new Lawn Boy mowers have a dramatic 20 to 30% more usable power. They even adjust cutting speed automatically for tall or tough grass. The new generation Lawn Boy mowers with 20 to 30% more usable power, just part of the biggest lineup in Lawn Boy history.
6 minutes and 6 seconds into this first period. Mario Marois goes off.
Well, the Flyers have trying to get somebody in front of Davidson and bother him, get his concentration on the players that are bothering him in front of the net. And that time, Marois, he tripped Hill. First power play for the Flyers.
They've come close to scoring, but there is no score in this first period. Barber stopped it at the line. Flipped it ahead for Clark, back to the net. McLeish went after it to Clark. Takes a look to the blue line. Barber didn't shoot it. He passed to the Leach. Now he might let it go. No, he doesn't. Here's Wilson closing in. Scrambled for it. It went through everybody and was cleared by Duguay down the ice. The Philadelphia Flyers are coming awfully close and are definitely applying the pressure to the Rangers in the early going of this first period. There is no score on a Philadelphia power play. It's Bobby Clark going in. Clark lost it. He couldn't make that pass. And the Rangers shoot it down the ice again. There's Wilson, number 3, coming out with Linsman. And Barber gets this pass, comes to center. Linsman is on his left. He might drop it to him. He does. Linsman had it poked away. Along the boards, he couldn't find it. And the Rangers again shoot it away and down the ice. 1 minute. 58 seconds left of the penalty to Marois of the New York Rangers. He's off for tripping. Here's Hill coming down the left side. Across the line it goes to Beauregard. His shot is blocked up the defense. The Rangers can't move it out right away. Hill went on to the boards. He comes up with it. Tried to get it back to Wilson and couldn't. Now Hill tried to poke it loose, and again he fails. They get a whistle for a face-off in the Ranger zone. 37 seconds left in the Ranger penalty.
The Flyers seemed a little tight on this particular power play. They had a couple opportunities to control the puck, but it just seemed to bounce off their stick. And when they do get it in front, they fan on the plate. Hill had an excellent scoring chance there from Clark. With Davidson out of position, just couldn't put it home.
You know, I think Clark could have scored himself on that occasion, but he saw Hill out front so well, he said, well, this looks even better. Well, Holmgren goes to center ice for Philadelphia. LaPointe and DuPont, the 2 defensemen inside the line on this power play. 37 seconds left in the penalty to Marois. Here's Greshner going after it. Holmgren after him. Bumped along the boards was Greshner into the corner. LaPointe fed it back to the net. Philadelphia with some pressure on now. With 24 seconds left in the penalty. It's kept in by LaPointe. His shot is stopped by Davidson. Comes off the boards. DuPont comes in a bit, picked it up. DuPont's pass goes over to Wilson. Closing in. And his shot went by everybody in front again. Here's Hill. And it was hit by a stick down the ice. That'll kill the penalty. 4 seconds left in the penalty to Marois. And he's getting ready to come back on. There he is. The penalty is over. And coming in is Linsman. Cutting around the defense. And around the net, he centered it. It comes off his skate and back off the boards to the line. Kachuk poked it to center ice. In goes Duguay. Across the line, he stops. Just threw it off the boards back to the net. And LaPointe for Philadelphia. Beats a pass over on the right wing. Up to Kelly. Kelly is across the line. Didn't see someone on the left side. It went to an open wing. Intercepted by Daly. Poked in over the line. Bridgman went after it. Back to Daly. A bad angle. He was pushed off the puck. It comes near the blue line. Stopped up the line and kept in. Barely. The Rangers poked it down to the right wing. There's going to be another penalty against the Philadelphia Flyers. Here it comes. It looks like Bridgman is going off. 8:54, the time of this penalty to Bridgman of Philadelphia. With a score, Rangers nothing, Flyers nothing. This is Stanley Cup 79.
Bridgman, 2 minutes for holding.
Bright guy, Tony. When he put a new set of tires on his truck, he decided to go first class and pick the one and only Michelin. Liked Michelin quality so much, put a set on his family wagon. And even on his motorbike. The one and only Michelin.
It's the only tire I'd own.
Michelin.
Bridgman of Philadelphia for holding. Bob Cole along with Gary Dornhofer at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Coming up to the 9-minute mark of the first period, there is no score, and now the Rangers with Esposito and Maloney along with Murdoch. Watson ahead for Barber. He'll try to clear it out. Flyers were grateful on the first penalty. Let's see what happens on this one. Watson didn't get very far. That's Breshner with it in his own zone. Esposito skates to the left side. Got the pass on his skates. Breshner handed it back to him. It goes in by Maloney, back of the net into the corner. Murdoch was bumping in there with Barber. Esposito was knocked into the boards by Big Daly, and they get a whistle in the Philadelphia zone. The fans, well, they're normal, Gary. They got to help any team here in this rink when it's your rink.
There's no question about that. These are one of the most enthusiastic fans in the league. You know, the adrenaline just flows when you hear the fans hollering and screaming every time you're out in that ice. And when you get into playoff situations, it's more, you know, it's very much so. You're going to see the tie up in the corner here, and the fans, they love every bit of it.
Watch Esposito get this rap from Daly.
You know, Esposito is awfully strong in the corners, and he's been the key that way, especially in his work in front of the net.
They've killed 30 seconds of the Bridgman. They've killed 30 seconds of the Bridgman penalty. There is no score in the first period coming up to the halfway mark. It's into the center ice area again. Breshner for the Rangers to Esposito at his own line. The pass to McEwen. Cross center, in on the wing goes Maloney. Backhand shot kicked away by Stevenson. That comes back to McEwen again. Off the skate of Breshner to center ice. 1 minute, 5 seconds left in the penalty. McEwen going around Daly. Fell down. Esposito has it though. Center to Breshner, scores! Esposito spotted Breshner coming in, and Stevenson had no chance on that one. A power play goal at 9:55, 1-0. New York.
Just great puck movement there. Watch a play Esposito makes. Has a look for Greshner coming in from the face-off spot. Just puts it by Stevenson on the glove side along the ice.
This is number 77, Phil Esposito, along with number 27.
Clark had a crack at it here, and Esposito ended up with the puck.
5 seconds.
Greshner doesn't hesitate. As soon as it hits his stick, he lets it go in the corner.
Well, it's 1-0 New York. And here's LaPointe for Philadelphia, shooting one in by Holmgren. In back of the net goes Parrish. He flipped it to the far side. Vickers is waiting for it. Now this is Badney poking it up over the line, and at center ice, Dunlop just placed it back for Wilson, up to Holmgren. He was bumped by Parrish, a light check at the far side. 1-0, the New York Rangers, the first blood in the game. Holmgren keeping it in. Parrish is on it right away. Passed it by Vickers to center ice. The Philadelphia Flyers coming back in offside. That was Dunlop in ahead of the play.
Ron Greshner certainly has provided the Rangers with some goal scoring. That's his fourth. You know, one of the problems now that the Flyers are having, they're down 1-0, and what has happened before in the previous games is they start running all over the ice, you know, allowing the Rangers to get that next one. So they have to kind of play it cool now and wait for that opening and do a little better job of forechecking. They have to get on the Rangers faster in their own zone.
Greshner his fourth, the power play goal from Esposito and McEwen at 9:55. And that's the story, scoring-wise. 1-0, the New York Rangers. Here come the Flyers again. Dunlop racing into the corner, tried to pick it up. Vadnais all over him. He centered it. Parrish knocked it to the line. Lapointe knocked it down, but couldn't do anything with it. Vickers down to center. Plante missed the pass. And here's Johnstone coming in. He got away from a check thrown by McLeish. Johnstone rolled it in front, and then McLeish was on it right away. He's across his own line up at center. McLeish taking a look at the line. Passed it over on this side. The shot by Linseman is blocked by Davidson. McLeish again on the boards. He loses it this time, and it's cleared to the center ice area. 11.5 minutes gone in the first period. The New York Rangers won. Philadelphia Flyers, no score. It was a power play goal by Greshner. Long shot stopped by Stevenson. Daly for the Flyers, back to the net, starting up. That pass comes to Barber. Here's Barber across center. Just tosses a light one into the corner. Beauregard went in after it. He's bumping with McEwen. Back there is Plante to help out, and they'll get a whistle this time with 4 players jammed on the boards. Talked about John Davidson, the goaltender of the Rangers, earlier. Well, we asked John Davidson about his outstanding play in the playoffs so far.
I feel strong. I think Fred Shero and the management gave a lot of faith in me, put a lot of faith in me, and letting me play down the stretch coming off an injury. So I've gotten in shape, and I feel strong game-wise now.
And the face-off to his right now, taken right away by Marois. Back to the net he goes. At the 12-minute mark of the first period, the Rangers dump it down the ice. 1-0, New York. Greshner got the goal. A power play. Here come the Flyers. Linseman, he's a great mover. Tried to drop it back in front, gets another opportunity. They hold it in the corner, and it's taken by Sheehan, and it's whistled dead for a face-off to the left of John Davidson. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
In celebration of Ford of Canada's 75th anniversary, your Ford and Mercury dealers present Beautiful Value Days. We're celebrating with the luxurious Diamond Jubilee cars, Ford LTD and Mercury Marquis. And there's more during Beautiful Value Days. 50% off beautiful styling option packages on Ford, Futura, Granada, Fairmont, Mercury, Zephyr, Monarch, and Z7. Beautiful values today. Details at Ford and Mercury dealers.
That's the time remaining in the first period. And we're coming to you live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Bob Cole along with Gary Dornhofer and Brian McFarland. 1-0, the New York Rangers lead in this opening period on Greshner's goal. Flyers have had a lot of chances though, Gary.
It's so frustrating. You know, I've been on that side of the coin too when you throw a lot of pucks at the goalie and nothing seems to go in, but I still think better job of forechecking. You know, the New York defense are so elusive, and they're making the good plays right now. That's what's hurting the Flyers.
Bridgman, Kelly, and Gorens for Philadelphia at the line. It stopped, but it came across the line, and the Rangers just shoot it up to center. Here's Sheen racing in, and he can move it. He dropped it back to Duguay. The rebound, and it just went wide of the far corner. Duguay, Hickey, and Sheen for the Rangers. And Hickey came close on that occasion. There's Hickey again. He centered it, but Kelly was there near the line. Kelly moved it ahead. This is Watson stepping in. Watson might go all the way with it. He's knocked down. There's going to be a penalty now to the New York Rangers. A hooking penalty coming up as Jimmy Watson looked very good on that rush, Gary.
Well, Jimmy's been around a long time, and he feels that he has to add a little spark here to the Flyer attack, and he just took it in there, and Rangers are going to get that hooking penalty. And, you know, you're getting to a situation where the Flyers almost have to score a goal in this power play and get them some confidence, and so they can loosen up a little bit. They're still a little tight out there.
Marois is right there in the penalty box now.
The time 12 minutes.
We're going to look at that penalty again if we can see it. Here it is. That's Watson, number 20.
Jimmy was almost through the middle there, and there comes the hook. Takes him out of the play. You know, while the Flyers get ready for this power play, one of the men out there that they really have to get some production from is Rick McClish. You know, he has only 1 assist so far, and when he's on and scoring goals, he is a real key. And so far, he's had his problems scoring along with everybody else. But they have to get some mileage from McLeish.
12:44, the time of the New York penalty to Mario Marois. Bobby Clark, McLeish is parked on the left side. Leach on the right. Barber, the extra point man, with that good shot on the right side, and Ben Wilson, number 3, on this near side.
What's been happening on the the Flyers power play is that when Barber gets that puck on the right point, watch him move into the middle so he has a direct shot at the net. So let's keep an eye on that.
Okay, Gary, we'll watch it, and I'm sure the Rangers will also, because they're leading 1-0 and shorthanded now as Marois is off. Here it comes back to Wilson. Wilson faked the pass and gave it to McLeish. McLeish lost it. He's having a tough series. Rick McLeish just cannot do anything right, and that's been a lot of talk around the Spectrum this morning at the workout. As the Flyers skated at 10:30 and the New York Rangers at 11:30 just to warm up for this game. And here's Barber coming across center. Up over the line, dropped it to McLeish. What about it this time? Rick back to Clark. Into Rick McLeish, spinning around with it. Takes a look at Clark, and he missed on the far side. Did not get good wood on the shot. The Rangers will shoot it down the ice on a two-man break now. Skating to center. This is Tkachuk. Scores! Tkachuk just had a look to his right. Stevenson had a look to his left, and the puck went by him, and that's a shorthanded goal. 2-0 New York.
That is the Rangers' 4th shorthanded goal in the last 4 games. They have scored a shorthanded goal in each game. And Tkachuk, he just takes it down and waits and finally unloads one. Beats Stevenson on the glove side. Again, a 2-on-1 break.
Unassisted.
The good speed there by Hedberg on his right. Barber plays it right in the middle.
New York, unassisted and shorthanded.
And there it goes. Beats Stevenson.
13:26. There's the time. Walt Tkachuk. And it's 2-0 the New York Rangers. So, Philadelphia, you talk about starting this game with their backs to the wall. Look at it now. A minute left in the penalty. Let's see how this power play works its way to the end. Up to center, Wilson. Across the Ranger line into Barber. Barber on a bad angle decides to skate around the net with it. And he's stopped by Vadnais. They try to hold it for a whistle. It comes loose. And finally, Dunlap just rolled it right back there again. It's dumped in front. Johnstone couldn't move it out. Here's a chance for Philadelphia. There's a shot wide, fired by Holmgren. Holmgren went back to the net. They jam at it. Barber is back there with him. Centered again in the goal crease and finally cleared away, but not out. Great pressure now by the Flyers on this power play. And they're pushing in front of the net. It comes to the Rangers, and they shoot it away, but the whistle finally was blown by referee Wally Harris. High sticks were up. They did a lot of pushing, and finally Harris called the play, and I think we'll probably get double penalties coming up. Penalties to the Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. Live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Of all the tools you use in business, nothing has more immediate impact than long distance. Long distance clears things up quickly. Long distance gives you control over the situation and gets things moving. Long distance lets you know where you stand and lets you react then and there. Every day, businessmen make over 1 million hard-working long-distance calls because long distance means business.
The time, 14 minutes and 23 seconds. John Davidson, New York, 2 minutes.
All right, look at that work in front of the net with Holmgren and Davidson. The Flyers have talked about getting in front of him and bothering him, getting his mind on the player in front rather than the shot. And they were going at it pretty good. Both will receive penalties.
Ed Johnstone will serve the penalty of being assessed to John Davidson, the goaltender. And Holmgren of the Flyers is off. So you have 2 Rangers and 1 Philadelphia Flyer in the penalty box. 21 seconds left in Marois' penalty. So Philadelphia has that man advantage. They're down 2-0. Need a goal badly. McEwen goes back to the net for the Rangers. That'll come across the line. Down to Greshner. Greshner up near the line, had it knocked away, nearly got it back again. And Daly takes over in his own zone. Daly's pass to Barber. It went off his stick into the Rangers zone. Now Daly tipped it in over the line, and Marois back on, so the teams are even, 5 aside. McEwen going back of his own net. McEwen with 5 minutes left in this first period, left it for Greshner. Leach went in to body him into the boards. The Rangers cleared to the line, not out. LaPointe knocked it down for Leach. Leach for Philadelphia around the net. It'll come to Bobby Clark. Clark gets set to make a play on the boards. He waited, then stepped to the corners, spins around, great play to Daly. And Daly's shot is off Davidson's glove, off the net. Bobby Clark trying to fight his way into position again. On the boards, he went down to his knees, got back up, gave it to Leach. Out to LaPointe, closing in, shoot, kicked away. And Davidson made a great save. It's knocked back of the net. Philadelphia again with great pressure on. It's up into the crowd. And the play is called. A face-off coming up from the Ranger zone.
Again, great pressure, but somehow they just can't get that puck past Davidson. He made just a great save on the shot from the point by LaPointe. But it's not that difficult when there's nobody in front of the net. You know, somebody has to fight their way in front of the net and you know, just screen them a little bit.
You got to suit up, Dorney.
Oh, I'd love to be out there, I'll tell you.
4:27 left in this first period, and 50 seconds left in the penalties. Holmgren off for interference. Davidson, the goaltender, received 2 minutes for cross-checking. John Stone of the Rangers serving that penalty. 2-0, New York on top of the Philadelphia Flyers. And leading in the series 3-1. Can wrap it up tonight. Out to the center ice area. It comes to Esposito. He's knocked down by Dupont. Back come the Flyers. In goes Dunlop. Across the line with a weak shot off his stick and wide of the net. Bridgman turning in the corner, and he was bumped by Farish. Esposito around the goal. Starting out, dropping it back. Esposito is dumped again by Bridgman this time. Farish continues on. Rolls one into Stevenson, who tipped it away. And that's Wilson for Philadelphia back to the net. Looking for Gorance. He decides to go to Dupont. He's down to Gorance with it. Gorance tipped it up over the line. Farish watching him. Farish hit Gorance hard on the boards. And Esposito takes it. Shoots it out over the line to the center ice area. The penalties are over. They're at full strength as Murdoch goes in. And his shot is blocked by Stevenson. Holmgren in back of the goal. It's cleared into the corner. And Wilson has it. Here he comes. Wilson starting out. Up over the line. He goes to center. Wilson just waits up the line. Now he's across it. And the Rangers just pick it off and tip it out across the line. Watson knocked it back in, and 3 players were offside with 3:12 left in the first period. And the Rangers leading it 2-0.
Another key here is the Rangers' ability by their defensemen to pin the Flyers against the boards. They're just doing a tremendous job. They're not fishing for the puck. And here we're going to see the hit by Bridgman. As soon as Esposito got rid of the puck, Bridgman comes in low and takes him.
3 minutes, 5 seconds left in the period. Beauregard is over there fighting for the Flyers, but the Rangers clear it out. Goes down to center ice near the Philadelphia line where it's broken up. Plot couldn't keep it in. McEwen turns near his own line, gives it to Marois up to center. He'll shoot it in, but they're offside at the Philadelphia line. Greshner, a power play goal, is 4th from Esposito and McEwen at 9:55. And then Kachuk, a shorthanded goal, unassisted, at 13:26. And it's 2-0 New York. 2:47 left in the opening period. That's the big clock. Scoreboard at center ice at the Spectrum. Marois on the other side for McEwen. He hands it back to him. Here's Mario Marois across his own line. He lost it. But Flyers got a chance with Lynchman going in. But he was stopped. He got it back again and didn't know he had a chance. Now at the line, Watson took a shot away up high off the glass. The Rangers, down goes Johnstone. Across center ice, Johnstone up over the line, dropped it. Here's Hedberg racing in. And his shot is stopped by Stevenson. And it goes over the glass into the crowd.
Fine play by Johnstone there. He took down 2 Flyers and left the puck there for Hedberg, who got a good shot away. Stevenson able to make the save and then went into the crowd. Watch Johnson cut across here. Takes 2 Flyers with him. That's what you call sacrificing yourself for a shot on net.
Sure did take 2 Flyers with him. And they were down and out of the play. Any rebound had been set up. Somebody might have been on it right away with a blue shirt. Here's a pass right in front of, went by Hickey, was left unchecked in front of Stevenson. 2 minutes left in the period. Greshner ahead. His pass went too far for Sheehan. Now it's knocked down in front by Sheehan, but he was stopped right away, and Barber comes back out with Leach on the right. A Ranger player's been hurt down in the Philadelphia zone. The play goes right down, right in front of the net, and it's finally called. I think that's Bobby Sheehan, is it not, who's knocked down in front of the Philadelphia net. There's Wayne Stevenson out of the goal taking a look at him, and he appears to be hurt. Bobby Sheehan, number 6 of the Rangers. I didn't see what happened. It was behind the play, Gary. I don't know if you picked it up.
It was a high stick by Clark there as he skated by Sheehan. They came together there, and as Clark was skating by him, the stick came down. And I don't know if it hit him on the nose or...
Well, he came into this game with a patch over his left eye, and I think he's got another one. Now you can see the patch over the left eye as he goes off, holding the towel to his nose. Bobby Sheehan of the New York Rangers. So he has gone to the Spectrum Clinic for repairs. We'll naturally pass along just as soon as we get it information as to the extent of that injury. Let's see if we can pick it up. We'll go back in there. There's Clark, is it?
There it is.
Now there's Sheehan backhanding the puck.
Sheehan, he swung his stick at Clark there.
Difficult to say really what happened, but no doubt it was a high stick, or a stick anyway, that hit Clark about the, or rather Sheehan about the nose, and he's gone off. There's Davidson getting ready for this face-off to his right. A minute and 47 seconds left in the period. Barber's shot, and that's a way wide of the net, nowhere near it. And the Rangers break out again down the left side. Maloney dropped it back right to Daly. Daly's pass up the Leach. He couldn't control it. That's Vadnais in his own zone. A pass on the wing to Murdoch. He and Esposito go up over the line. Murdoch takes the shot. Stevenson juggled it, reaches out, couldn't grab it. It went back to the net. The Rangers pile in for it. Now it's Wilson coming out with it from the corner. Wilson and Clark up near the line. Wilson looking good on this rush. Gives it to Bobby Clark. He stops inside the line, set it up in front, and Leach was covered in time by Don Maloney. Now the Rangers just play it down the ice with a minute left in the first period. Here's Lapointe coming out. Coming down with Gorance on his left. The shot goes in wide of Davidson, who stepped out of the net. He fell down. The Rangers will clear it, though. Greshner got it across the line, up on the wing, and it's just dumped in by Vickers. Dupont, a long pass to an open side. Kachuk allows it to go back to Parrish. Parrish to Marois, hopped over his stick. Now he just shoots it to center ice with 28 seconds left in the period. And the Rangers leading 2-0. This is Marois again coming out. Gets up over his own line. He goes to center ice. Shoots it into the Philadelphia zone. And the Flyers come back quickly. Dupont back to the net. He lost it to Hedberg. Hedberg took a shot and he missed on the short side with a weak shot. A close call with the Flyers weak and clearing it. Kelly got it to center with 2 seconds left. Richmond doesn't get time to get a shot as the horn goes to end the first period. Well, the Rangers scoring both ways, a power play goal and a shorthanded goal. The shots on goal whereby the New York Rangers 9 and the Philadelphia Flyers 5. And the score at the end of the first period, the Rangers 2 and the Flyers nothing. Let's go now to Brian McFarland.
And so the Rangers stay hot. They lead it by 2. Greshner on the power play from Esposito and McEwen at 9:55. Then Kachuk's surprise goal, shorthanded. The 4th straight shorthanded goal for the Rangers in the last 4 games, and that ties an NHL club record, an NHL record set by Boston many years ago. And they've also broken a club record for most goals in a playoff series. They've outscored Philadelphia 20-3 in the last 10 periods. Don Maloney will be our guest in this intermission. Gary Dornhofer will be here. We'll also have highlights of Game 4 in the other series. And so the score at the end of the first period of play, New York 2, Philadelphia 0.
Hi, I'm Barry Beck of the Colorado Rockies. Winning hockey games is a great feeling, especially if you come from behind. There's another winning team at work in your community, and that's the United Way. Because you gave generously, United Way agencies are able to provide vital services to people all year long, and your gift is helping. Thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
It's for people like you, people who do what you want at Canadian Tire. Anything you want to.
For a great selection of gardening supplies at down-to-earth prices, come to Canadian Tire. You'll find the things you need in the spring to help you grow the garden you want in the summer.
It's for people like you, people who do Canadian Tire.
For business or pleasure, the looks of a tough Ford van will give you a lift. But underneath is a tough truck. Ford uses separate body-on-frame construction, a tough backbone, and Ford's out-front engine design means easy move-around room inside for even big guys like me. That same toughness goes under Ford's new Captain's Club wagon. And plenty of space for captain's chairs, snack table, and seat bed. If I had a tough body like this, I'd still be playing.
Tough Ford trucks at your Ford and Mercury dealers now.
First period is over here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Rangers leading the Flyers 2-0. And you know, it's always nice to introduce a young man who's going to be around this league for the next 10 or 15 or maybe even 20 years. You never know. But Don Maloney of the Rangers off to a great start in the playoffs. And, you know, a little surprised you didn't play the full season with New York. You got into 28 games, though, Don. A little too much to qualify you for rookie award possibilities next year, but you must feel very happy the way things are going.
Oh yeah, Brian, things are going so good for me right now. What happened at the start of the year, I guess I was supposed to start up here, but I broke my thumb the last game of training camp. So I ended up playing in New Haven for the first, 2/3 of the year, and I couldn't complain a bit down there. It was very educational down there. Unfortunately, I got up, and things are going good for me.
You don't mind that you won't get the Calder Trophy now next year?
Well, there are some great rookies around this league, that's for sure. And next year, I'm sure there's going to be even better ones. So I'm just happy to be here.
And if you win the Stanley Cup, then who cares about the Calder Cup?
Get the Calder, right, exactly.
I talked to Fred Shiro about you before they gave, and he said, we knew the kid was good down there. We didn't know he was that good, and what impresses me most about him is his play in the corners. Now, most rookies take a year or two to learn how to play those corners. You take a fellow like Cashman, he's been around for years. You sort of modeled yourself after somebody like him in your corner work?
Yeah, I think so. I've all the way up, I've never been a great skater or stick handler or anything like that, and most of my work came from getting in the corners, trying to get the puck out of the centerman. And I was so fortunate when I came up here. They put me on a line right away with Phil Esposito, and that's probably the greatest thing that happened to me, because he's so good in the slot that if I can get the puck out to him, he's bound to get a goal if I can get out 2 or 3 times a game. So that's really what happened to me. But I think the corners is probably my best part of my game, I think.
You sound so enthused about all this. Can you give us a little feel for what it's like to be a rookie in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Oh, it's great. It's very hard to explain, especially because we're playing so well lately, and we're up a couple goals now, and it's just such a good feeling. You get just every game, it seems like the guys are getting more and more confident, and we're getting great goaltending, and everybody's working. You never know how far a person can go.
And how about that other Maloney? Dave, is he going to be back pretty soon?
Geez, I hope so. He's really been very helpful to me. He's got a Charlie horse, minor Charlie horse. Hopefully he'll be back in a few games or so. But I'd like to say hello to him too. He's probably watching back home. But he's a great help to our team. He's very enthusiastic, quite a leader, and I can't say enough for the guy.
Well, a lot of friends and relatives watching back home too, Don. And this isn't going to be the last time we'll be talking to this young fellow. We'll have him back many times, I'm sure, in years to come, and continue success to you in the playoffs. Don Maloney of the Rangers. We'll have Game 4 highlights coming up. Stanley Cup 79 continues in just a moment.
More than a 1 in 3 chance you will win something. With Lotto Canada. More than 1 in 3, you'll make good. Better than 1 in 3, you'll grin. Better than 1 in 3, you'll win that Lotto Canada game. It sure looks good.
One Lotto Canada pouch out of every 3 issued is a winner. 4 $1 million prizes and special bonus prizes up to $100,000 on May 6th. 10 $1 million prizes June 3rd. Better than a 1 in 3 chance to win something.
That Lotto Canada game, it sure looks good. In the world of Amway, this could be you.
You know, we never had the money to feel really independent until we discovered Amway. Started part-time.
We're earning extra income as Amway distributors, bringing others into it.
We run it. We're our own boss.
And being more independent is the best security.
When someone wants to tell you about Amway, listen and get the whole story.
With the world of Amway, you can do it too.
Mercury Monarch. Quality, ride, value, suited to today's needs. Classically styled with its tastefully handsome front end and grille. Equipped with steel-belted radials, full-wheel covers, front disc brakes. Ride engineered. 4-speed manual overdrive, flight bench seat, center armrest, cut pile carpeting, and much more. Monarch looks as good as it drives, drives as good as it looks. Drive one soon at your Mercury dealer. You like our style. At the sign of the cat.
3 more teams faded out of the playoff picture on Sunday night. The Leafs, the Penguins, and the Blackhawks were all eliminated, all in 4 straight games, while the Philadelphia Flyers are still hanging in there, but only by their skin. Game 4, Flyers at Rangers on Sunday. Comeback players pace the Rangers to their 3rd straight win over Philadelphia. John Davidson, Eddie Johnstone, Don Murdoch, and Bobby Sheehan were the heroes for New York. Here's Murdoch with a 35-footer on Robbie Moore. Phil Esposito assisted 1-0 Rangers. Johnstone got loose in front of Moore, made it 2-0. Plant and Vadnais did a lot of the work on that one. 2 minutes into the second period, Phil Esposito from his famous place in the slot makes it 3-0. McEwen and Murdoch. Then Sheehan from New Haven makes it 4-0. Murdoch scores. And a final insult, a shorthanded goal by Eddie Johnstone from Plant makes it 6-0 New York, and a great save there by John Davidson, who's been absolutely brilliant in this series. Rangers lead the series 3-1 in game. The New York Islanders advance to the semifinals. They'll meet the winner of this Philadelphia-New York Rangers series. The Islanders demolished Chicago in 4 straight. In Chicago Sunday night, they won the game 3-1 at the Chicago Stadium. Dennis Potvin, the only defenseman to score over 100 points in regular season play, opened the scoring for the Islanders from Howard and Nystrom. Late in the first period, his 3rd goal, his 7th playoff point. Veteran Eddie Westfall, a few games away from retirement, made it 2-0 from Merrick and Pearson. Then Mike Walton, a late-season acquisition by the Chicago Blackhawks, scored the lone Blackhawk goal to snap a Chicago scoring drought that went back 182 minutes and 50 seconds. Here, Mike Walton from the side beats Billy Smith on a short rebound shot. Then Mike Bossy put the game out of reach for the Islanders with his 5th playoff goal, his 74th goal of the season. That was it. And this may be the last game in a Chicago uniform for veteran netminder Tony Esposito. And the Chicago crowd realized it. They gave him a standing ovation. Congratulations from the Blackhawks. Islanders win it 3-1. At Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, the Leafs faced Montreal at a disadvantage Sunday night. Down 3-0, they lost their gutsy little goaltender, Mike Palmateer, out with an arm injury. Montreal quickly ran up a 4-0 lead. Here's Yvon Lambert scoring from behind the red line on a ricochet shot. Larry Robinson, a classy performer throughout this series, and even classier with his post-series comments, made it 2-0. Great pass there from Lemaire to Robinson. Pierre Mondu put Montreal in front 3-0 with a slick move from in front on goalie Paul Harrison. And Pat Hughes appeared to put the game out of reach with Montreal's 4th goal. Montreal never blows a 4-goal lead, at least that's what they say, but they did so on Sunday night. Rookie Rocky Saganuk scored on Dryden, the first Leaf goal of the hockey game. It was 4-1 at this point. And then the Leaf captain, Darrell Sittler, drilled a loose puck into the upper corner of the net behind Dryden. And it was a 4-2 game at the end of 2 periods of play. In the third, Maloney and McKechnie scored twice in a span of 29 seconds. First McKechnie's goal to make it 4-3, and the crowd starts to come alive. Then Maloney caught the inside corner of the post, just behind Dryden, and it was tied at 4. And for the second time in 24 hours, these teams went into overtime. Montreal's game winner came with Tiger Williams in the penalty box, put there on a controversial call by referee Bob Myers. There's the winning score. Larry Robinson does it for Montreal. Toronto has not beaten Montreal in 20 games now. Scotty Bowman, the victorious coach. Montreal 5, Toronto 4. In Pittsburgh, the Boston Bruins made it to the semifinals for the 4th straight year. And they did it with a 4-1 victory over Pittsburgh and a 4-game sweep for Boston's Lunch Bucket Brigade. Rod Shutt, who's been a dandy acquisition for the Penguins, put Pittsburgh in front with a 20-footer against Jerry Cheevers. First goal of the game, and it beats the Boston netminder. Just about a minute later, Bobby Schmatz tied it on Middleton's rebound. Late in the first period, Rattel from Milbury and Middleton. Rattel in front takes a 12-foot shot that beats Dennis Herron. The second period was scoreless. In the third, Milbury and Rattel teamed up again. Rattel picked up his second goal and put Boston in front 3-1. Boston's fourth goal, Marcotte, an empty net goal at 19-19 from McNabb. Boston won and goes on to meet the Montreal Canadiens. 4-1 the final score. Boston wins it over Pittsburgh. And here in Philadelphia, we'll be hearing some comments from a former Flyer, Gary Dornhoefer, in just a moment. We'll return with Stanley Cup playoffs in just a moment.
If your engine isn't starting on cue, put in a fresh set of Champion spark plugs at least once a year. Champion in your engine can make beautiful music together. Get started with Champion.
I've got those wider shoulders, and it often has been said, I've got a ride that's smooth as silk, 'cause I've got advantages. My advantages are new tires, friends, made by the Goodrich folks. They're gonna set a whole new trend and make those slim ones jokes.
When BF Goodrich puts all they know about radials and performance into one tire, that's your advantage.
It's for people like you, people who do what you want at Canadian Tire. Anything you want to.
This summer, you want your car in perfect condition, so get it fixed up now at Canadian Tire. Whether you do it or we do it for you, we have the things you need and the prices you're looking for.
It's for people like you, people who do Canadian Tire.
Rangers 2, Philadelphia nothing. All right, my friend, I heard you tell Bob Cole that you'd love to be out there in the middle of all the action. If you were, what would you tell those Philadelphia Flyers to get them back into this one?
Well, I think everybody right now, Brian, has to take a good look at themselves. And, you know, it's up to the leaders like a Clark and Leach and McClish and Barber to set an example and get things going out there, because they're having all kinds of problems.
Here's one of them.
Here's the opening goal by the Rangers. You'll see the puck come to Esposito, and he wheels around. Greshner is coming in from the right point. Doesn't even stop it. Great position, nobody on him. Lets it go, beats Stevenson low to the glove side. 1-0 Rangers. And that's the way it's been going. You know, the Flyers apply a little pressure, but they only got 5 shots. You can't expect to score a lot of goals with only 5 shots. And then to add injury to insult, Pachuki takes the puck down the left side. He has Hedberg on the right, 2-on-1 break. Let's go with a
shorthanded goal. And that's what's killing the Flyers.
You mentioned Esposito. Who said he was fading?
I'll tell you, he's having quite a series, and he's doing everything for the Rangers now. He's back checking, he's working the corners, he's even doing some tremendous work in front of the net, and they count heavily on him, and he's responding.
You know, that young fellow we saw in here earlier too, Don Maloney, he's a standout. I think he's got a bright future in this game.
There's no question about that, and one of the things that he does so well is he doesn't cough up that puck. He looks for the open man and then hits him with a pass.
We'll let you get back upstairs. Live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is really finger-licking. Good chicken!
If you're entertaining 15 people or more, serve your guests Colonel Sanders Do-It-Yourself Buffet for a perfect party. Tasty fresh salads, 3 pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken for each person, plus everything you need for serving.
Give us 2 hours' notice, then come and get it.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is really finger-licking.
Good chicken.
Patch roof leaks the easy way with Tremco Instant Patch. Use it in almost any weather to stop leaks on roofs, chimneys, and gutters. Instant Patch's exclusive formula of glass and organic fibers dries to a tough membrane that seals holes up to a 1/4 inch in diameter. Tremco Instant Patch by the makers of Tremclad, Canada's #1 rust paint. Look for Instant Patch and other fine Tremco products in this Tremco Home Maintenance Center, wherever you buy paint or home care items.
The New York Rangers 2 and the Philadelphia Flyers no score. The two teams are back on for the start of the second period. It was Greshner, his 4th of the series, a power play goal at 9:55 from Esposito and McEwen, and then Tkachuk to add insult to injury while the Rangers were shorthanded, scored his second at 13:26. 2-0. The Rangers. The Rangers outshot Philadelphia 9-5. In that first period, there were 6 penalties called by referee Wally Harris. All minors, 3 to either side. John Davidson has been the big story for the Rangers. Stevenson came in this game replacing Robbie Moore as Pat Quinn looked for some hope in Stevenson. He has been beaten twice, but not to be faulted on either goal. Now we're set to go for the second period. And Bridgman comes to center ice against Tkachuk of the Rangers. From the faceoff, Daly up from the line. He shoots it in by Bridgman into the corner. Vatney was back first. He gave it to Vickers. Vickers was stopped. Philadelphia trying to force a faceoff in the Ranger zone, but the puck comes loose. Gorens poked at it. Gorens still after it. Now Bridgman gave it to Gorens. It's slapped away by Vickers to the far side. Again, back of the net. Bridgman couldn't pick it up to center it, and the Rangers recover. Get it by Daly down the ice. It'll be icing with Bob Kelly coming back for Philadelphia. Bob Kelly has this guy here, Gary. He's got to be something else when he jumps those boards for Philadelphia.
One thing about Kelly, he adds a lot of excitement. As soon as he goes onto the ice, you know something's going to happen. He runs into players. He skates around like a mad dog. In fact, that's what they call him. And the fans, they really respond to him.
Now, Gary, you just arrived up from all the way downstairs, and I gotta compliment you. You're in pretty good shape.
I'm breathing very heavily right now.
There's a shot, a hard shot by Leach. That went up off the glass. Leach walking right into it. But too high, not on the target. And again, Clark holding his man on the boards, and they force a face-off in the Rangers zone as Maloney couldn't move it. There's another big story for the Rangers this year. Don Murdoch, 40 games. He managed 36 points. Esposito got the face-off. He's on with Murdoch and Maloney for New York. Hart is still fighting for it and comes up with it. Centered it. And a quick shot by Hill was blocked. Here's Hill getting it in front. And it was tipped away by Esposito out to center ice. It went off Maloney down the ice. And the Flyers have to come back. Bobby Clark winding up for Philadelphia. Up to center ice. The Flyers need a goal now. Clark tried to drop it back. Fed it into the corner by LaPointe. And up the far side, Marois just shoots it down the ice again. It'll be icing with DuPont going behind the net to catch it, and icing is called against the New York Rangers.
All right, if the Flyers are going to continue in this playoffs, there's the man that they lean towards. Bobby Clark, he has certainly been the inspiration in Philadelphia. First year he came up as a rookie, you knew that he had the potential to be a superstar. And, you know, I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity of playing 11 years with him, because I've never seen a player work harder game in and game out than he did. It's going to be a sorry sight when you see him take off that number 16 here in Philadelphia.
I can't imagine a Philadelphia team without a Bobby Clark. I guess the fans here feel the same way. Here's the pass right in front, and Beauregard had his stick lifted before he could make contact. Now on the boards, Barber. Into Beauregard, back of the net. He tried to center it. It goes into the corner, now centered. And standing there was Vadnais to clear it away for New York. It's dropped from the right side into the corner. And Wilson just feeds it ahead for Philadelphia. They had some difficulty moving it out. They're going to try it again as they hit the 2-minute mark with Watson coming out in the second period. 2-0 New York leading. Down the ice it goes. And Davidson, the big goaltender for Greshner. Greshner lost it up the blue line. Watson's shot is blocked in front of the net by Vadnais. Barber didn't see the loose puck, and Vadnais falling just slides it to center ice. Back come the Rangers. Duguay passed it in front to Hickey. Hickey goes back of the net. He centered it. And now Philadelphia breaking out. Barber on the left side. And this is Linsman carrying. Holmgren gets the pass. And a hard shot off the net at the far side. Up across center is Hickey. Going in, he dropped it back. Duguay stride. And Stevenson looked good making that save. Vadnais just inside the line. To Duguay, who centered it to this side. Barry shot the line, took a shot. That was blocked by Daly, and we're getting more penalties, I think. The play was called at any rate with the goaltender Stevenson down and Hickey down. I don't quite know what happened, but they were in quite a pileup after a collision in front of the Philadelphia net. And Wally Harris, the referee, is now heading to the far side to the penalty box area. From the Spectrum in Philadelphia, this is Stanley Cup 79.
It's for people like you, people who do what you want at Canadian Tire. Anything you want to.
Want to get a head start on summer? You can do it at Canadian Tire. Our wide selection of sporting goods at everyday low prices is a sure sign that the good weather is on its way.
It's for people like you, people who do Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire.
Rick LaPointe of Philadelphia for cross-checking at 2:50 here in the second period. There's LaPointe. So again, the Rangers will have the man advantage. Esposito with Maloney and Murdoch. McEwen and Greshner, the defenseman. That's Greshner stopping it. Greshner being watched by Barber. Flipped it ahead on the wing for Murdoch. Back to him up the line. Into Murdoch again. Murdoch closing in, centered it. It's right to Esposito, but Stevenson was smart to go down and grab it.
This is a key part of the game right here, with the Rangers already up 2 goals and quite a load on Barber and Clark, who are the 2 best penalty killers for the Flyers. And it's very imperative that Stevenson comes up big in this next minute and 48 seconds.
Looks very calm, doesn't he, Gary? Does he ever change that expression?
Absolutely not.
Face-off comes back to McEwen. The shot is knocked down in front. A scramble for it. Esposito couldn't reach it. Daly had him covered. And here's Barber coming out with Clark. The Ranger player's been hurt behind the play. 3 Philadelphia Flyers were breaking in. And I think that's Don Murdoch who's down. And there's the referee, Wally Harris, taking a look at the Ranger player. But 3 Flyers were breaking out of the zone. And, of course, when the Ranger player just did not move, the referee very wisely called the play. And the trainer of the New York Rangers is out taking a look at Don Murdoch, number 14 of the Rangers.
Well, there was a real pileup there just to the left of Stevenson, and Murdoch went down. I don't know if it was during that scuffle or if he hit his head on the ice when he fell. But trainer looking after now. He's slowly getting up.
I think he's going to be okay. No, he's not having such an easy time getting back to his feet. There's Fred Shero again. We talked about his expression a little while ago. I remember in Buffalo when you people won the Stanley Cup. And he just left the bench when it was over, walked across the ice as you have to do in Buffalo to get to the dressing room, and didn't break a smile. Just amazing.
All right. Here we're going to see what happens in front of the net. There's a scramble there. Esposito's got a good opportunity to pick up that puck. Now let's see if we can pick it up. There, Murdoch goes down.
It looked like Jimmy Watson had a pretty good hold on him. Murdoch went down, and he's being helped off the ice now by his mates.
You know, getting back to Fred Shero, as we watch players helping him out. Well, we'll get back to that in a second.
Murdoch leaving the ice for the Rangers. Tonight's Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
At Mutual Life, most of us learn about being a parent the same way you do, firsthand. So we understand your hopes for tomorrow because we share them. And when you go to buy life insurance for yourself, we know who you're really thinking of because we know what you know.
Life is a mutual affair. Hey, back.
Don Murdoch of the New York Rangers just leaving, and now you're getting a look at the inside of the Rangers dressing room and the doctor's clinic just to the left. Well, they posted it up the scoreboard here at the Spectrum. The Dodgers across the street from the Spectrum at Vet Stadium have lost again to the Phillies. They lost last night. So the Phillies are looking good in Philadelphia, but the Flyers not so healthy at this point. They're shorthanded. Will point us off. He has 1:15 left in his penalty. And here's a chance for Daly. And again, a high shot off the glass. Greshner grabs it. Greshner for the New York Rangers. The Rangers up 2-0. Coming down across the line to center, Esposito. Esposito went in. They're offside at the Philadelphia line. I guess I was premature talking about that baseball game. They're in the 6th or 7th inning, not over yet. So you never know. There's Esposito. And Don Maloney. He was number 12, just going by. 8 points in this series against the Flyers. Isn't that fantastic?
He just keeps getting better with age. You know, there were some rumors that Esposito might not be in New York next year, but I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to get rid of him the way he's playing.
He plays with Don Maloney and Don Murdoch. And in New York, they say it's 2 Dons and a Godfather. That's not bad. Esposito, he told me that one himself, so he said if you want to, go ahead, use it. He's proud of it. The Rangers in on top of the Philadelphia Flyers again. 40 seconds left in LaPointe's penalty. It's bumped to center ice, and it's McLeish who's been having a tough time getting on track in this series. And he's bumped again. Dunlop just fed it back inside his own line. Here's Wilson spinning away, trying to get away from Bobby Sheen. Wilson backtracks in his own zone with 23 seconds left in the Philadelphia penalty. McLeish couldn't hang on to the pass. And into the center ice area goes Hickey. Hickey coming down with Sheen on his left. And there's Hickey's shot, a high one off the glass. McLeish in the corner, Duguay all over him. It comes back to the line and bumped in front of the net. Hickey drops it over to Vadnais. There's his shot, and that's wide. Sheen went after it behind the net. The Philadelphia penalty is over now. And it's centered. Stevenson holding it to the side of the net. And they get a whistle with 15 minutes and 4 seconds left in the second period. And the Rangers leading 2-0.
Well, there's a man. I had a lot of respect for Freddie, and he puts an awful lot of responsibility on the players. He has 5 captains, and every once in a while, he'll call a meeting. Any problems, he iron it out in team meetings, but he leaves a lot of it up to the players, even after practice. You know, he'll have a short practice and let the players, if they need extra ice time, to continue.
The Rangers, some heat on Philadelphia again now. They're leading 2-0, and they're trying to skate away with this series. Flyers have been frustrated by the blue shirts of Broadway. And out to center ice, Gorens gets going. He's up across the line, was stopped at the Ranger blue line, and then Greshner starting away. A pass to center ice, Potieu. Nick Potieu played it in off the boards. Watson going behind the net. Potieu caught up with him and checked him. But Watson steals it, and he comes to center in with Kelly. There goes Kelly trying to break around Greshner, and the defenseman stopped it and hooked it away, and again it went too high over the glass into the crowd at the far side. They played 5 minutes and 39 seconds of the second period. 2-0, the Rangers leading. I should get a good look at Big Bob Daly.
You know, the Flyers have not yet had a shot in this period. Only 5 up to this point. And, you know, how do you expect to score some goals if you're not getting any shots? And I don't know what they have to do, but they're going to have to generate some kind of offense there. You got to give a lot of credit to the New York defensemen. They're doing a fantastic job. They're not allowing the Flyers to get untracked at all tonight.
They've had some opportunities to put it on the net, but they have been missing the net when they get in within range. There's Lapointe missing the net off Barber's glove, and it went up over the glass. Shots on goal, 13-5 overall, with the New York Rangers ahead in that department.
Billy Barber had another great year. He does so many things for the Flyers. Regular shift, power play, excellent penalty killer. But everybody on the Flyers is having trouble scoring goals. You know, it's been almost 6 periods now since the Flyers have scored.
Nearing the 6-minute mark of the second period. Davidson has not been beaten in this one yet. 2-0 Rangers. Vadnais poked it in across the line, but they're way offside on that play. That was Hedberg, and Barber had him checked all the way. Now they have a few words and do a little pushing. The linesman and the referee are in very quickly. Nothing developed there. This is Stanley Cup 79 from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
It's for people like you, people who do what you want at Canadian Tire. Anything you want to.
This summer, you want your car in perfect condition, so get it fixed up now at Canadian Tire. Whether you do it or we do it for you, we have the things you need and the prices you're looking for.
It's for people like you, people who do Canadian Tire.
And there's Hedberg. And there's Barber. They seem to be at peace again. Waiting for this face-off. With 5:55 gone in the second period. The Rangers 2 and the Flyers no score. Here's Parrish, number 3, coming to center. Barber pulled him down. The play goes on with DuPont shooting it ahead. It's cleared into the zone by Hickey, or rather Tkachuk, and in back of the net. The Flyers hang on to it. Tkachuk couldn't stop it, but the pass was stopped in front. Hedberg took a swing at it and missed it. He failed on his attempt. Hedberg went after the point in the corner. The Rangers keep it in. Tkachuk wrapped it in back of the net. Into the far corner. There's Hedberg checking his man again. Philadelphia having some difficulty against the forechecking Rangers now. And it's cleared down the ice. It'll be icing called against Philadelphia. Now, Gary, can you see the coaching of Fred Shero in that forechecking arrangement?
There's no question, and I'm sure all the years that Freddie spent in Philadelphia, if there's any man that knows what it takes to beat the Flyers, it'll be Freddie. And you know, every forward is going there. They're taking the body. That's always the key. You know, anytime you stick check, the man that's carrying the puck, he'll make a fool of you. But if you look at the man in the chest, take him against the boards. You don't have to drive him up in the stands, but just take him out. And that's what the Rangers are doing so effectively tonight.
They're doing it right now as they're forechecking the Flyers deep in their own zone. They won't allow them to move. There's the puck in back of the Philadelphia net again with Wilson, and Esposito is checking him. Right in on the boards, took him out of the play effectively. From the other side, here comes Maloney. And Johnstone picks one off. Johnstone falls against Bobby Clark, who then fell to the ice. And the Rangers have possession of the center ice area. That's Maloney. Tipped back to the Ranger blue line. McEwen standing with it. Now he starts to move across center. trying to get away from Clark. Up over the line, he goes to pass to Maloney, and a great skate save by Stevenson on Don Maloney. The Rangers, McEwen closing in. Maloney centered it right in front of the net. A swipe at it. And Esposito and Johnstone came close. Well, the Flyers go to center. The play is whistled back. I think we're getting penalties. Wilson and Johnstone. Johnson of the Rangers and Ben Wilson of Philadelphia. With a score, Rangers 2, Philadelphia nothing. This is Stanley Cup 79.
North Star Starmates. We put you feet first.
One penalty called on the play. Ben Wilson, there he is, of Philadelphia, off for a holding. At 7:28 of the second period. It occurred right in front of the Philadelphia net. Wilson is number 3.
There he goes, grabs a hold of him. And you know, Esposito made such a great play. It looked like Johnstone and Wilson were going to get into it. Esposito just grabbed them away because the Flyers had the penalty, and the Flyers are losing their cool right now.
It's 2-0 New York Rangers, and again the Rangers have the man advantage. And Greshner goes back to the net. Bobby Clark swings in front of him. Now Barber goes in to forecheck, but Greshner and Esposito bring it out. Greshner to the line, goes to center. Esposito waits at the right side. He took the pass, but over on this wing, Maloney was offside. There's Esposito. Minute and 41 seconds left in Wilson's penalty. 7 game-winning goals. Amazing clutch player, this man. Never forget him in the 72 Canada-Russia series. Was he a standout all the way through, and especially over there in Moscow, where it's a little bit tougher, Gary.
How do you like this statistic? 156 minutes and 7 seconds since the Flyers have scored a goal.
I guess they are frustrated. You said that a moment ago, and why not? Wouldn't you be frustrated, Gary?
There's no question. And it's a lucky bounce or something to get them going.
Greshner is coming back for New York. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the Philadelphia penalty. This is Greshner, who scored the first goal of the game. And down it goes across the line. It's Johnstone coming in. It's stopped by Stevenson into the corner. The Rangers set it up. Stevenson pushing with the Ranger player. There's the shot. There's going to be a penalty to Philadelphia again. It comes back to Greshner, and it goes to McEwen, and he missed the open side. That's Hedberg with it now at the far side. The New York net is empty. Greshner let it go, and that shot was wide. Rangers are all over the Flyers now. Flyers finally, Bobby Clark grabs it, and here's the penalty call. It's going to be against Philadelphia, and they'll play 2 men short for 57 seconds at least. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
The GE Food Machine. It slices carrots, shreds cabbage, grates cheese, chops onions, and grinds beef in just seconds. Set to pulse action for necessary precise control. Continuous action for longer cycles. The Food Machine. It works fast, and that's good. It's easy to clean, and that's great. The time-saving, work-saving Food Machine from Canadian General Electric.
Daly of Philadelphia is off for cross-checking.
Here you're going to see Daly really working Johnson over, and there's really no need for it because Johnstone isn't dangerous. There's no shot being directed at the goalie. But I thought as soon as the delayed penalty was called, the Rangers should have just let the Flyers touch the puck because in essence what they're doing is killing off the first penalty. It would have given them another 25, 30 seconds to work on with 2-minute advantage.
That's right. We talked about that the other day. Give it to them right away.
It's right in the Flyers zone. Let them touch it. Now you've got 2-man advantage for a greater length of time.
Face-off is coming up. to the left of the Philadelphia net. And here it comes to Stevenson. He took a swipe at it. It was tipped away by Wilson. The Flyers will try to hang on to it for a bit. But here's Hickey stealing it. Put it back in front, and Bobby Clarke shoots it to an open wing. Mile a point down the ice. 40 seconds left in Wilson's penalty. Greshner coming up. He's going in. Played it on the right side. Got it relayed back to him. Greshner into the corner with it. Duguay just waits. Now back to Greshner. Greshner waits again. Will he shoot it? He cocks the wrist. No, he doesn't shoot it. And it went by his skate all over the line to center ice. As McEwen passed it back to him. Here's McEwen. Look at Bobby Clarke out there. He doesn't stop ever. Trying to kill off this two-man penalty. It's stopped in front of the net. And DuPont shoots it down the ice for Philadelphia. Wilson will be on in 3 seconds. They're doing a pretty good job. Wilson comes back out. Greshner comes up to center ice. Philadelphia one man short now. The pass went in behind Vickers. Vadnais kept it into Vickers. Bad angle. Can't shoot it. Barber lost his stick. It comes back to Vadnais. Vadnais winds up. He doesn't shoot it. Philadelphia can't move it out. Barber without a stick. It's just like there were 2 players short. Duguay coming in. Dangerously close. Barber knocked Greshner flying. Duguay pass to the far wing. There's a drive. Stevenson is down. And he hangs on to it. And I'll tell you now, the Spectrum fans really appreciate the Flyers. You know, Gary, it's something like this, not only a goal, but something like this that can get this Philadelphia team hopping.
There's no question. 2 men short. What a job Clarke did. He was just all over the offensive zone there. The Rangers were applying the pressure. Great job, and they killed off the 1 penalty, and then they killed off, or almost killed off the second one in 31 seconds. Great save by Stevenson there, but the crowd is coming alive now. That should add to the adrenaline of the Flyers.
My, oh my, oh my. Philadelphia Flyers. They were 2 men short for 57 seconds. And then, you might say, when Wilson came back on, they were 2 players short again, as Barber was playing without a stick inside that blue line.
Barber made an excellent play, too. Knocked down a couple players without a stick.
Well, 31 seconds left in Daly's penalty. It's 2-0, the New York Rangers, at the halfway mark of the second period. Wilson into the corner on the boards. It's played out for Dunlop. His pass went off his stick at center. McLeish couldn't stop it. McLeish nearly trapped it inside the Ranger line. Now Vadnais loses it. To Dunlop, he just got it back at center ice. Dunlop coming up for Philadelphia. Can he get through there? No, 3 Rangers are back. And Marois goes into the corner against him. McLeish is just standing there, but there's no loose puck. But they do get a whistle and a face-off in the Ranger zone with 4 seconds left in Daly's cross-checking penalty, so he'll be back out and into the play right away.
You know, Stevenson has certainly made some outstanding saves in this period to just keep the score at 2-0. You know, Rangers had a few good chances to add to that lead. And now killing this penalty, that has to do a lot for the life of the Flyers. You know, they have such a winning tradition here in Philadelphia. This is a rebuilding year, and they really felt that they had a chance to get into the next round. But right now, they're up against it.
Well, you can see there are some of the fans here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And you know, I don't know if I should say it or not. I'm going to anyway. I have a feeling the Flyers are going to get one. Let's see. Here's McLeish. Oh, the rebound! Oh, and it was knocked away by Davidson. They came awfully close, let me tell you. Into the corner it goes. That's Holmgren. He can't move it. The Rangers cannot get it outside the line. Along the boards, they get a chance. As Tkachuk hands it off on the right side. McEwen's pass comes back to Tkachuk, and he was belted by Daly. Dunlop over to McLeish. McLeish coming in now with Daly. McLeish turning it on, going into the corner, but John Stone was back first. Holmgren couldn't steal it from Marois. Marois got away. Out in front of the net it comes. The Flyers have some pressure on now. McLeish into the corner, swinging around with it. Dunlop is bumped. Holmgren going in to the far side after Tkachuk. Flyers keep it in. In back of the net, Watson. His pass bumps to the side, and it's cleared by Tkachuk to center. Here's a break for John Stone, and he hopped away from the point. Stops. Finally, he gets set. And he had his stick lifted before he could get the shot. Kelly nearly got spun loose down the far side. Great excitement now with the Rangers leading 2-0 and the Flyers coming on. But they're unable to get something going in front of Davidson. The long pass went by Bridgman. Parrish played it back in his own zone. It comes to Duguay at center. Duguay for the New York Rangers. A long bouncing shot grabbed by Stevenson. He fed it ahead to Kelly. Kelly got it across the line, and here's Bridgman going in. He's in with Dorrance. The shot went in wide into the corner. Here's a chance for Dunlop. Back of the net for Bridgman. Bridgman has stopped as Parrish ran into him. Now Kelly went in there to help, and they get a whistle in the Rangers zone. But I'll tell you, the Flyers have come to life with 7:47 remaining here in the second period. 2-0 New York.
Good two shifts for the Flyers, and Davidson on that one, just a tremendous save. Just watch this on a McClish drive. And then the rebound. And that's why the Rangers have had such a great record here against the Flyers. That big fellow right there. And Wayne Stevenson once said that he's one of the best goalies in the league, and boy, he certainly is correct right now.
Face-off is to the right of Davidson, who has just made his first stop in this second period. Hickey gets it across the line to center. LaPointe gives it to Kelly. Kelly flipped it into the Rangers zone. The Rangers come back, and there's Kelly hopping around in front of the net. The pass comes to this side. Hickey took a hard check from LaPointe as he played it down the left wing boards. Kelly, look out. Vadnais went over to watch him. Now Bridgman shoots one in. Davidson out of the net to stop it. Parrish went back there, feeds it over. Duguay is bumped by Kelly, but it's carried out by Vadnais to center ice. Going in is Sheehan. Lobbed the pass in front. Hickey was covered. Sheehan was knocked down, and Philadelphia come back with 7 minutes left of the second period. 2-0, the New York Rangers. With the Rangers leading in this series 3-1 and threatening to wrap it up tonight here in Philadelphia. McEwen's pass, and it's stopped up the line. Barber nearly got away. Didn't see it. Now he does. He's going to shoot it, and it's stopped by Davidson. He came out to challenge him and cut the angle, and the shot was kicked away by Big John Davidson. All the way down the ice, and icing called against the New York Rangers. Live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Of all the tools you use in business, nothing gets information across faster than long distance. Long distance gives you an interchange of ideas and gets things flowing back and forth. Long distance gives you control, gives you a feel for the situation, and lets you react immediately. Every day, businessmen make over 1 million long-distance calls because long distance means business.
This is Bob Cole with Gary Dornhofer and Brian McFarland at the Spectrum in Philadelphia for Game 5 of this Stanley Cup semifinal, quarterfinal, let me say. They're fighting for a semifinal position, and the Rangers could do it tonight if they hang on. But the Flyers have been looking strong over the last 4 or 5 shifts, Gary.
Strong, but no shot. You know, that has to tell you something about the checking job that the Rangers have done tonight. 6:32 left in the second period. The Flyers have only had 7 shots. That's unbelievable. You just don't hold a Flyer team to only 7 shots. You know, they've got a lot of guys that can really hit that net and get some wood on it, and they're not able to do it.
Barber is into the face-off circle to the left of Davidson. Got the draw. McEwen is on it right away for New York. Back to the goal over on the boards at the far side. Lindsman kept it in, but it's whipped by Watson all the way down the ice, and Daly goes back. Daly touches it. Icing called against New York. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left of the second period. The New York Rangers 2 and the Philadelphia Flyers no score. Greshner in the first period, a power play goal at 9:55 from Esposito and McEwen. And Kachuk, a shorthanded goal at 13:26 from Parrish. Bobby Sheehan, who's back on, he was injured earlier. He received 3 stitches over the nose. And Don Murdoch, who left here in the second period, we're told is a mild concussion. but will probably return to play tonight. We'll check that for you.
What do you do? Take pictures and blow the whistle.
Another face-off coming up to the right of Davidson.
This is one of the top lines in the playoffs so far. That Esposito and Maloney, Hedberg.
There's Greshner back of the net. He's been playing standout hockey for the New York Rangers. At the line, stopped by Barber, but offside was Blake Dunlop. That was very close. He was trying to get back out as Barber was going in.
You know, right now Fred Shero has juggled his lines up a bit. He's playing Esposito with Hedberg and Vickers. So he will do that through the course of a game. Keep switching players in, you know, with different combinations.
McEwen backhands it to center. Then Wilson in for Daly. Daly tries to drop it back, but it's right to Esposito of the Rangers. Coming out with Greshner on his right. And Hedberg on the left side. Esposito carrying in. The backhand shot is stopped by Stevenson. An easy shot. Stevenson reached out and grabbed it and held on to it. Now we're getting more changes. Both teams changing.
You know, what he has done also, Shero, if a guy is really having a rough go against a certain player, what he will do, he will pull, he doesn't hesitate. He'll pull that man off that line, put somebody else in there and see if he has any luck. And he feels that players should be able to adjust whoever they play with.
Rangers 2 and the Flyers nothing. With 5:44 remaining in the second period, it bounced to the right. Jim Watson on it right away. He was bumped the far side by Plante. Back of the net. It's cleared into the corner. The Flyers try to move it down the left side. It went by everyone. Goes all the way down into the Rangers zone. They're looking now for that lead man and trying to spring someone loose up front as the Rangers have been checking ever so closely. A reminder, on Thursday night, Philadelphia at New York Rangers, should Philadelphia win this game tonight. That'll be a 7:30 starting time on the CBC television network Eastern time. However, it'll be Boston and Montreal at 8 o'clock if the Rangers win this game. In the first game of the semifinals. Over the glass at the far side, into the crowd. 5:19 left in the period.
As the game goes a little longer, what is going to happen with the Flyers is each player will start carrying the puck and not think of passing. You know, he'll try and do the job himself, and this just compounds the trouble that they'll have out there.
LaPointe, number 5 in his own zone. Up by Leach. Hill couldn't pick it up either. And it's called. It was just over near center ice, called on the offside. Another veteran of the Philadelphia Flyers, Jim Watson.
The color of black and white.
82 games.
He's a real competitor, I'll tell you. He comes to play every single game.
Clark trying to grab it at center ice. Got it away from Tkachuk. Hill was bumped at the Ranger blue line. Dumped ahead by Marois. And now the Rangers get a break going in across the line. Spun around and into the boards. Flyers try to come back, and here's Clark coming out with it. Clark gets down to center ice. Clark just stops in over the line, a weak shot, and Davidson had no trouble with that. They pile in on the boards. They'll get a whistle this time in the Rangers zone. Time running out in the second period, though, with the Rangers up by 2 goals, 2-0, 4:38 remaining.
You know, the Flyers have had the Rangers rather have had leads on the Flyers before, and somehow they've always managed to come back. In New York, a couple of times late in the third period, the Flyers have managed to tie, and it looks like the same situation again. But will they be able to dent the armor of Davidson?
It bounced out over the line. McLeish whipped it back in, and everyone was called on the offside that time. I think they had about 4 players inside the line. Another big help for the New York Rangers was this young man, Bobby Sheehan. He has been around. He scored a goal and had an assist. Played in 5 different teams in the National Hockey League. Up to center ice. That's Duguay hopping in there, and he was stopped. Offside was called at the blue line, and the checking gets a little closer now.
certainly has. It's been a little ragged here the last couple of minutes. I asked Mike Nicoluk about Sheehan if he brought him up to check Linsman, but he said no, he wanted to get Duguay on the wing, and he's a better player on the wing than he is a center iceman.
There's Duguay flipping it into the corner. Sheehan trying to get it in front and stopped by Daly back there. McLeish over after it. Duguay watching him. McLeish back of the net. Daly trapped his man. Sheehan along the boards. Hickey went in after it. Then Sheehan was stopped again. There's Hickey trying to stop it, but it comes to the line. Philadelphia, though, unable to get moving against the close checking of the Rangers. With 3:50 left of the second period. 2-0 New York. Knocked down, that will be called. It was poked ahead on the glove by Parrish to Esposito, or rather Badney to Esposito, and that was called.
You know, one of the good defensemen for the Rangers. You know, they're so versatile back there. Take that puck, spin around, make that good play. And the Flyers have just had problems getting on top of them and getting some offense going.
Esposito with Vickers and Hedberg on the wings to center ice. Then Wilson back inside his own line. Laid it up to center again, and Bridgman shoots it off the boards, and in it goes into the corner. Philadelphia after it. It's Kelly back of the net. Kelly was stopped by Esposito. Bridgman gets it back. Wilson took a shot. That was away wide of the net. The far side. Hedberg was stopped. Now they pile in on the boards and hold it. Now it comes loose again. Esposito back of the net with it. Flyers try to keep it in. It's stopped near the line. Bridgman's backhander is gloved in front of the net. The whistle goes. The puck dropped away from Marois, but it had been called. So they'll get a face-off in the Rangers zone with 3:12 left in the second period.
You know, it's so important to get some kind of a concentrated attack going in the offensive zone. You know, when the Flyers do get a shot, it's one shot. Rangers defensemen take over, up to the wings, out they go. You know, Flyers just haven't had more than one shot at any sequence tonight, and that's really been a problem.
2-0, New York leading with 3:10 left in the second period. Again, the checking ever so close. The Flyers just not allowed to move. The Rangers stay right on top of them. I wonder, does Sherrill feel that 2 goals is enough to do it tonight, Jerry? I doubt that.
No, I don't think so. If I was the Rangers, and I'm sure Fred Sherrill was telling them this, I said, don't play defensive. Don't lay back. Keep putting the pressure on the Flyers. Get that next one.
Here's Lapointe from the line. His screen shot was deflected wide of the net. Verbegaard centered it. Linsman is tied up. He was knocked down by Vickers. They hold it up the other side now and get another whistle. And I'll tell you, there are 2 Rangers on every puck carrier with a Philadelphia uniform. In the second intermission, there's the man you'll be looking at and hearing from. Ken Linsman will be Brian's guest for our second intermission, along with Ulf Nilsson, the injured New York Ranger player. He's out with a broken ankle. They tell me he'll be back very soon. We'll hear from him as he talks to Brian. And, of course, Gary Dornhofer and some highlights of this hockey game, and more especially this second period. All in the upcoming intermission, which is 2 minutes and 53 seconds away. And the Rangers leading 2-0. That's Duguay coming off. Esposito at the Ranger bench wants to come on, but I doubt if he can. Now he starts over. Fred Sherrill doesn't like it. Wally Harris, the referee, says the last change has been made. And let's get into position. Walter Tkachuk and Claude Béchard, the linesman, will drop it in. There it is. It bounces away from DuPont out over the line. And again, it's called. And this time they'll drop it in just outside the Ranger line. 2:49 left. There's DuPont, number 6. Stands near center ice. Played back inside his own line by Pierre Plante. Then Parrish back up to center. That's Plante on the left wing. Nearly got through. Stevenson coming away out of the net. And he tears it off the glass out across the line. That's Linsman trying to move it. In over the line. It's stopped by Plante. And then it rolled in front of the net. And what's happening now? Pierre Plante something going with one of the Flyers. And he's going off. Plant number 24. At 17:33.
Here it is, just beyond the Flyers bench. And
time, 17 minutes, 33 seconds.
It looked like Lindgren gave a little shot, and he gave it right back to him. And, of course, when he retaliated, Wally Harris was watching it. You know, this is one of the things Freddie would always say. You know, during the course of the game, you're going to get some cheap shots, elbow sticks or something. There's a time during the hockey game where you get a chance to hit the man back, but don't retaliate. That's usually when you're the one that's going to get the penalty, not the other guy. So let's see what the Flyers can do now. Boy.
Well, they have a power play with 2:27 left. This penalty coming at 17:33. The air plant of the New York Rangers for roughing. And Clark comes on with Leach. Out at the line is Barber, of course, and Wilson. Holmgren on the left side. There's the pass to Barber. Shot! Again, a wicked drive, nowhere near the net. Way off the target. And Badney scoops a high one down the ice. Wilson coming back. 1:45 left. And the penalty to the Rangers. Oh, that was a post pass in front of the Philadelphia net. Here's Barber coming to center. The pass goes in, and it's knifed up along the boards. Leach was bumped. And the Rangers back quickly. It came outside the line. Wilson knocked it in. And the linesman, Claude Béchard, was right on top of the play to call that.
They're just so tight out there. Their passes aren't crisp. It looks like they're doing everything so mechanical. You know, they're like a mechanical man, and they're just not loose. And it's understandably why. You know, they're not scoring any goals, and they're frustrated. You know, they've got Holmgren out there now, so you can bet that he's going to try and bother Davidson if they can only direct the shot at him.
And the Rangers, I've got to say, Gary, are playing very, very disciplined hockey.
Excellent. Just absolutely superb.
The face-off just outside the New York line. And it's Daly from center in for Leach, who tapped it into the corner. That's Holmgren going after Vadnais. Clark anticipating the play. Vadnais went after Holmgren again. Clark in to help him. Clark got a pass away and hit a skate. He was knocked down then. Here's Daly closing in. And a shot deflected again. Up high, over the goal, over the glass, and into the crowd, back to Davidson.
You know, Daly winds up to take that slap shot. It takes a few seconds to get rid of that shot. And that allowed the Juke to get in there and deflect it in the stands.
1:39 left in the period, and 1:12 in the New York penalty to Pierre Pont. Flyers with a man advantage. They've been outshot 15-8 in this hockey game up to this point by the New York Rangers. Here's Barber getting set. On his backhand, he can't shoot it. It comes back to Leach. His shot, the rebound, and again Davidson grabs it, and he hangs on with Bobby Clark standing right close to him.
Excellent shot by Leach. He just laid it down in front of the net. The rebound was there. Holmgren was in front. Clark had a sweep at it. Yeah, nice little shot. Clark tried to deflect it. I'll tell you, what a performance that man has put on. He really hasn't been tested that much tonight, but when he has, he's been there.
Duguay and Kachuk, penalty killers for the Rangers. 1:04 left in the penalty. Greshner stands out on this side. Bobby Clark gets it back to the line to Barber. Barber closing in. Couldn't get the shot on the net. It was deflected. Holmgren into the corner. Holmgren takes a look back to the blue line. Throws it in front, or he tried to, and it was blocked by Vadnais. Now Clark takes over for Philadelphia. He skates along the boards, puts the brakes on, gets it back to Barber, who took the drive. It was deflected just wide. Daly kept it in. There's Clark after it again, back to the net. Clark still has it. Bobby Clark out in front of Leach. Took a shot, and it's knocked down. And the whistle goes with sticks going high around the New York net. Davidson trying to push somebody away from the goal crease. And we just might have more penalties, but the Flyers had something going on that power play, and had some pretty good shots directed toward Davidson.
No, Holmgren was in front of the net. In fact, he was almost sitting right on Davidson's lap. Davidson was yelling at him, yelling at Harris, pointing out that Holmgren was in the crease. But there's going to be some kind of penalties right now. Holmgren's going to get one.
Holmgren will go off, but I think it'll be evened up. I think the Rangers will be penalized also. You watch in front of the net now. Look at that shot that Davidson put on the Philadelphia player.
4 players in front of the net there. You know, Holmgren's so big and strong. He's very difficult to move out of there. And Bob Goldham came up with a real good point. He said, why not just let the man stand there and try and get in front of him and block the shot? You know, more teams are doing that. The Islanders are doing that. Canadians do that sometimes.
Number 30, John Davidson, 2 minutes for high sticking. Flyers penalties, number 17, Paul Holmgren, 2 minutes for interference.
You just wear yourself out trying to move that man out of there.
59 seconds. John Davidson, New York, 2 minutes high sticking.
Davidson got the high sticking penalty. And Holmgren, the interference call. At 18:59 of the second period.
The minor penalty assisted John Davidson will be served by number 10, Ron Duguay.
Duguay goes over to serve the Davidson penalty. There's Davidson. Duguay of the Rangers goes to the penalty box. He's there with Plante. And Holmgren is there for the Philadelphia Flyers. Now there's a little more room out there. And the Flyers have that man advantage. 4 skaters against 3.
This should help them right here, having a 4 against 3. And I'll tell you, it's almost imperative that they score a goal.
Clark is on with Barber. And just outside the rim of the circle is Reg Leach. Daly is the other Flyer. A drop of the puck. It goes right to Davidson. Davidson flipped it over on the boards. Kreshner took a swipe at it and missed it. Barber being chased to the far side. Daly kept it in. No, he did not. Daly thought that puck was still inside. We're going to get a look at that, hopefully. Daly didn't like it. It just came over the line. And we're going to try to pick it up. Watch it now. Daly, number 2. And it comes to the line. Boy, that's close. There's the linesman, Claude Béchard, reaching to get a good line on it.
Well, he was right there. He had a better angle than anybody else. And, you know, on the replay, we really couldn't see because Daly's stick was in the way.
Well, I wouldn't bet against Béchard, let me tell you that. He's awfully sharp at center ice. Daly. Daly turning around with it. It goes to Clark. The Rangers stay close to him. And they have it. Kreshner gets it back in his own zone. Vadnais pokes it down the ice. 10 seconds left in Plante's penalty. So they'll be even after that, 5 aside. But the Flyers get another opportunity to move it down ice. It comes in, went over Leach's stick. And Stevenson comes out of the net to clear it off the boards to center. Offside, it goes to Bridgman. And they're 5 aside now with 21 seconds left in the second period. And the Rangers leading the Philadelphia Flyers 2-0.
Well, they weathered the storm, the Rangers. Davidson again, with all that traffic in front of him, somehow kept the puck out of the net. And there's going to be some real soul searching in that Flyers dressing room at the end of this period. And they're going to have to pull out all the stops and really get something going. You know, we've been talking about that the whole game, trying to get something going, but they haven't. 0 for 3 so far for the Flyers tonight in the power play.
21 seconds left in the period. That's Esposito getting that face-off. It bumped away by the skate, though, of Bridgman. Now Philadelphia's Rick LaPointe coming down with 15 seconds left in the period. Bridgman is going to the far side. He'll pick it up, make contact with it. But Esposito anticipates the move, but then he gave it to Rick LaPointe. LaPointe couldn't get a shot away. He was trapped right away. 2 seconds left in the period, and it's cleared down the ice by the New York Rangers, and the Philadelphia Flyers are 1 period away from elimination in the Stanley Cup quarterfinals. Of course, they'll try to do something about that as they go off to the Philadelphia dressing room and talk about it. And so the score at the end of the second period, the New York Rangers 2, Philadelphia 0.